Hello and welcome. Welcome to a new program. Welcome to a new edition of Vaughan and Vivo. My name is Richard Vaughan, and we're together again, you and me, together again for another half hour or 1 hour, or I hope 2 hours of English. My job is to teach. Your job is to learn. I think we're starting to learn how to work together, because this is program, I don't know, how many classes have you received from me? How many classes have I given you? Can you repeat those two questions? How many classes have you received from me? And how many classes have I given you? I've probably given you enough classes for you to begin a timid advance, okay? And the timid progress, if you continue watching, will turn into terrific progress. Yes. So I expect a lot of progress from you. And I will do my best to make sure, asegurar que progreses, to make sure that you progress. Okay? So, question. Do you owe me any money? No? Are you sure? Do you owe me any money? Second question, do I owe you any money? Are you sure? All right, we're working on things concerning money in this case, and we're going to have two people with me. I have Maria Jose on my right, Jose Felix on my left. I am going to introduce them to you right now. Okay, Maria Jesus, can you see the camera?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you know how many people are watching?
I don't know how many.
Ask me how many people are watching us.
How many people are
watching
us?
Around 1 million. Mm-hmm. Ask me if that makes me nervous.
Does it make you nervous?
Ask me if that makes me nervous. Does that make you nervous? Te pone nervioso ese hecho. Does that? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Ask me if I feel a strong obligation towards those people.
Do you feel a strong obligation towards those people?
Of course I do. Ask me if I think they feel an obligation towards me.
Do you think they feel an obligation towards you?
I don't know yet, but I think that with time, con el paso del tiempo, with time, así de sencillo en inglés, I think that with time they will begin to feel an obligation towards me too. What do you think?
I think so.
Do you feel an obligation towards me?
Yes, I do.
Do you study more than before you met me?
A lot more.
A lot more. Has your English changed a little since you met me?
Sure.
All right. Now, introduce our guest to the audience. Say, ladies and gentlemen, okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, This is Jose Felix.
And Jose Felix?
Jose Felix, this is our audience.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jose Felix. Jose Felix, this is our audience. Say hello.
Hello.
Well, not to me, to the audience.
Hello.
All right. Very good. Now you can look at me. All right. So, how long have you known me?
How long? Sorry?
Yeah, how long have you known me?
I've known you for 2 years.
2 years. Has your English improved since you met me?
Yes, it has.
All right. Now, how many hours of class have I taught you personally?
You have taught me about 10
hours.
10 hours.
And have you improved because of those 10 hours?
Yes, of course.
Okay. But how many hours have you heard me teaching?
I heard you about 200 hours.
200 hours. Okay,
yeah.
Good. Now, ask me if my English is getting worse.
Is your English getting worse?
Yes, it is. My English is getting worse and worse. Ask me why.
Why is your English getting worse and worse?
Because I'm getting older, and it becomes more difficult to atinar, mentally. No, really, you notice, okay? Ask me if my Spanish is getting worse and worse.
Is your Spanish getting worse and worse?
Yes, my Spanish pronunciation is getting worse and worse. It's more difficult to pronounce. Ask me if I'm getting fatter and fatter.
Are you getting fatter and fatter?
Fatter, más T.
Are you getting fatter and fatter?
No, I'm not. Ask me if I'm getting thinner and thinner.
Are you getting thinner and thinner?
Yes, I am. Ask me why I'm losing weight.
Why are you losing weight?
Because of this tremendous responsibility of teaching so many people English. Come on. It's like moving a mountain, all right? But if you push hard enough, the mountain will move. Don't you agree?
I agree.
All right. Have you ever tried to move a mountain?
No, I haven't.
No?
No.
Do you think I'm trying to move a mountain now?
Yes.
You are.
I think
Yo
so.
contra todo el país, ¿ok? Se resisten, ¿eh? Pero voy a ganar la partida. Ask me how long it is going to take me. Esto ya es futuro con going to. Ask me how long it's going to take me to teach all those people English.
How long will it take you to teach English to those people?
Ok. Primero, yo usé el going to future. Está bien lo que has dicho, pero lo has cambiado. Eso no es normal. ¿Cuándo vas a ir? ¿Iré? No, voy a ir. Okay? Ask me how long it's going to take me to teach all those people English.
How long is going to take? Is it going you to take?
No. How long is it going to take you?
How long is it going to take you?
To teach all those people?
Yes.
It's going to take me about between 7 and 10 years. 7 years at the minimum and 10 years at the most. And ask me how many of those 1 million people who are now watching will speak English much better in 10 years.
How many of those million people will improve or
will speak English well.
will speak English well?
About 500,000 will speak English much better in 10 years. Ask me if I will deserve a medal.
Would you deserve
No, futuro.
Will you deserve a medal?
Yes, I will. Ask me if I will insist on that they give me a medal.
Will you insist on
No, will you insist that they?
that they give you a medal?
No, I won't. Ask me what I will insist on.
What will you insist on?
I will insist that they build a statue. Okay. Ask me where I will insist. Ask me where I want the statue to be built.
Where do you want the statue to be built?
I want the statue to be built in the middle of the square in this city, okay? Ask me if I think they will build it for me.
Do you think they will build it for you?
No, I don't. I don't think so. Ask me if I will really, ask me if I would really like to have a statue.
Would you really like to have a statue?
No, I wouldn't. Ask me why.
Why wouldn't you like it?
It would embarrass me.
Why?
All right. Why? I don't want to see a statue myself, and the birds will be on it. Okay? Ask Jose Felix if he would like to have a statue in the middle of the Plaza Mayor.
Would you like to have a statue in the middle of the Plaza Mayor?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay? Ask him when the last time was he visited the Plaza Mayor.
When was the last time you visited the Plaza Mayor?
A year ago.
A year ago. Ask him when the last time was he walked down the Ramblas in Barcelona.
When was the last time you walked down the Ramblas in Barcelona?
Last summer.
Ask him when the last time was he walked through the center of Valencia.
When was the last time you walked through the center of Valencia?
The last weekend.
Last weekend. Di.
Last weekend.
Nunca the. La semana pasada.
Last week.
La semana próxima.
Next week.
El año pasado.
Last year.
Ok, el próximo año.
Next year.
El pasado fin de semana.
Next weekend.
El pasado, no?
Sorry, last weekend.
All right, so when was the last time you walked through the center of Valencia?
Last weekend.
Ask if he has a girlfriend in Valencia.
Do you have a girlfriend in Valencia?
No, I don't.
Valencia's con
Valencia?
All right, no, I don't. Ask if he has ever had a girlfriend from Valencia.
Have you ever had a girlfriend from Valencia?
Con
Valencia?
Yes, I had.
Yes, I have.
I have.
Ask him if he still has contact with her.
Do you still have contact with her?
With her?
With her?
No, I don't.
Ask if he has ever lived in Valencia.
Have you ever lived in Valencia?
Con V.
Valencia? Valencia?
Valencia.
Yes, I have.
Ask him how long he lived there.
How long did you live there?
I was living there.
No.
I lived there
Eso.
3 years.
¿Por qué has dicho I was living? ¿Qué estabas pensando en español?
Estuve viviendo.
Estuve viviendo. Porque no dirías estaba viviendo. Porque sí dirías estaba viviendo en Valencia cuando Lute se fugó de la prisión. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Entonces sí, pero tú querías decir estuve viviendo ahí 3 años. Y estuve viviendo no existe en inglés. Ni creo en mexicano, ni argentino, ni chileno. Solo en España. esa expresión, viví. Okay? So, I lived in Valencia for 3 years.
Yes.
Ask him how old he was when he moved to Valencia.
How old were you when you moved to Valencia?
I was 11.
11.
Yeah.
Ask him how old he was when he moved back to Madrid or to Burgos.
How old were you when you moved back to Burgos?
18. I was 18.
Something's not right. Ask him how long he lived in Valencia.
How long did you live in Valencia?
I lived for 3 years.
I lived there.
there for 3 years.
Something's not right. You said you moved there when you were 11,
Yeah.
and you moved back when you were 18?
Yes.
That's not 3 years.
Because the rest of the years I was living in Huesca.
I lived.
I lived in Huesca.
Okay, so you lived in Huesca.
Yes.
So you lived in Valencia for 3 years, from 11 to 14.
Yes.
And then you moved to Huesca.
Yes.
Ask him if he lived in Huesca capital.
Did you live in Huesca capital?
No, I didn't.
Ask him where he lived in Huesca.
Where did you live in Huesca?
I lived in a school, internado. I don't know how to say it.
Ask me how?
How can I say?
No, how can I say no se dice en inglés? How do I say? How do you say? How do you say?
How do you say internado?
Escuela internado, no?
Yes.
Okay. We say a boarding school. Boarding. Como board. Room and board es habitación y pensión completa. Boarding school es que te da habitación y pensión. A boarding school. So you attended a boarding school in
Yes.
Huesca. Ask if he attended a boarding school in Valencia too.
Did you attend a boarding school in Valencia too?
Yes, I did.
Ask if he got tired of boarding schools.
Did you get tired of boarding schools?
Ahora con B sí. Te permito la B con boarding.
Boarding schools?
No, I didn't.
didn't
It was funny.
Fun.
It was fun.
Una parte, please. Ante la duda, cuando habláis en inglés, siempre usad fun, no funny. Fun. Fun. Fun significa divertido, que te lo pasas bien. Funny tiene dos significados. Por un lado, gracioso. Entonces, no es que sus años fueran graciosos, fueron divertidos. Años divertidos que se lo pasaba bien. He had fun. To have fun is to have a good time, to enjoy yourself. Funny is solamente ha 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 ha. Okay? Hay incluso gente graciosa que resulta pesada. Funny. Normally, if you're with a funny person, una persona graciosa, normally the situation is fun. But sometimes it's not. You get tired of the funny person. Funny has a second meaning, curioso. Es curioso que sacas el tema ese ahora. It's funny that you bring up that subject now. Siempre fun. Pasarlo bien is to have fun. Okay? And his years in boarding school for him were fun. Is that true?
Yes, it's
They
true.
were fun. Ask him if he had more fun. To have more fun. Ask him if he had more fun in Valencia or in Huesca.
Did you have more?
Do you know?
Did you have more fun in Valencia or in Huesca?
In Valencia.
In Valencia. Okay. And ask him if he would like to live in Valencia.
Would you like to live in Valencia?
Yes, I would.
You would. All right. Ask him if he still has a lot of friends from Valencia.
Do you still have a lot of friends from Valencia?
Yes, I do.
Ask him if he. He was last weekend. He was there, and ask him where he lived in Huesca.
Where did you live? Sorry. Where did you live in Huesca?
I lived 5 kilometers away from the capital.
Seen away. I lived 5 kilometers from the capital. Repeat.
I lived 5 kilometers from the capital.
All right, let me make an expression. Vivo a 5 kilómetros de Madrid, por ejemplo. I live 5 kilometers from Madrid. I live 20 kilometers from Dallas. She lives 10 kilometers from Madrid. She lives 5 kilometers from here. No decimos 5 kilometers away from, aunque es correcto. Simplemente no lo solemos decir. Ahora, vive muy lejos. She lives very far away. También puedo decir she lives very far. Pero la persona está esperando. Si yo digo María José vive muy lejos y yo digo María José lives very far, tu oyente está esperando que digas from here or away. Pero es correcto, simplemente no se suele decir. Ahora, cuando dices lejos de un punto de origen, simplemente dices far from, not far away from. Okay, I live 20 kilometers from this studio. I live 5 kilometers from Madrid. My sister lives 8 kilometers from the center of Denver. Okay, so 5 kilometers from Huesca.
Yes.
Ask him how many students there were in that school.
How many students were there in that school?
About 2,000.
Wow, it was big. Ask him how many students there were in the school in Valencia.
How many students were there in the school in Valencia?
About 6,000.
Even bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, even bigger. And ask him why his parents sent him so far away. Ahora sí. Why?
Why did your parents?
¿Qué es
Why
di?
did your parents send you
So
so far away?
Because they thought about the possibility to get a good education for me.
A good education? No. ¿Cómo se dice? How do you say in English educación?
Education?
How do you pronounce the word?
Education.
¿Cómo?
Education?
Más.
Education.
Acéntalo más.
Education.
¿Cómo se dice judío en inglés?
Jew.
Jew.
Education.
No. ¿Cómo se dice judío?
Jew.
Jew. Repeat. Jew.
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 Edu.
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 Education.
Education.
Education, education.
Education.
Y cuando los españoles muchas veces decís Jewar, ese Jew, que no es correcto en inglés, es correctísimo cuando es de más la U. Education. Graduate, gradual, graduation, education, graduation, education. Repeat, education. My father wanted me to get a good education.
My father wanted me to get a good education.
Education. Más che. Tira por la che.
Okay.
Education.
Education.
Good. Ask him if he got a good education.
Did you get a good?
Did you kiss?
Did you?
Did you? Did you? Igual, el sonido es idéntico. Did you get?
Did you get?
Good.
Did
Repeat.
you get a good education?
Yes, I did.
All right. Okay. So ask him if his father chose good schools.
Did your father choose good schools?
Yes, he did.
Ask him if his father researched all the possibilities.
Did your father research all the possibilities?
Yes, he did.
Ask him if his sister went to the same schools.
Did your sister go to the same schools?
No, she didn't.
Ask him how many different schools how many different boarding schools she attended.
How many different boarding schools did she attend?
She attended
¿Cómo?
three different
No he entendido.
schools. She attended 3 different boarding schools.
Ask her if the boarding schools. Ask him where the boarding schools were.
Where were the boarding schools?
Where were?
It's difficult.
It's like barking a dog. Where were? Where were?
Where were the boarding schools?
All right.
The boarding schools.
They
They were in Madrid.
Oh, they were in Madrid.
Yeah.
Ask him why he didn't. Ask him why his father didn't send him to Madrid.
Why didn't your father send you to Madrid?
Because he considered that the best possibility was in Valencia.
Ask him why he didn't send his daughter to Valencia too.
Why didn't he send his daughter to the same school as you?
Because it wasn't possible to send women to Valencia.
Ah, Valencia is only men.
Yes.
I think there are women in Valencia.
Yes, there are.
That school, it was a boys' school, right?
Yes, boys' school.
It was a boys' school. All right, fine. Okay, good. Now, ask me when the first time was I went to Valencia.
When was the first time you went to Valencia?
To Valencia? To Valencia?
Valencia.
Valencia. 1972. In, I think in September 1972.
Good memory.
Yes. It was the first trip I took in Spain when I came here as a student after settling in Madrid. Ask me how I went to Valencia. Well, ask me if I went by train. Did you?
How did you
No,
go?
ask me if I went by train.
Why?
Ask me if I went by
Sorry.
train.
Did you go by train?
Train, kiss train.
Train.
Train. What's the first letter in the alphabet?
A.
Train.
Train.
All right, night train. No, I didn't go by train. Ask me if I went by bus.
Did you go by bus?
D-U kiss.
Did you go by bus?
No, I didn't. Ask me if I flew.
Did you fly?
No, I didn't. Ask me if I walked.
Did you walk?
No, I didn't. Ask me how I went.
How did you go?
I hitchhiked. Yeah, I hitchhiked. And I spoke about, not the trip, but I spoke about the truck driver. Ask me if a truck picked me up.
Did the truck pick you up?
Yes, a truck picked me up. Ask me where he took me.
Where did he take you?
He took us, I was with a girl, to the center of Valencia. Ask me what the girl's name was.
What was the name of the girl?
Está bien, pero sí, what was
What's
the girl? What was?
What was the
The girl.
girl's name?
I remember perfectly. Her name was Lena. Yeah. Ask me where she was from.
Where was she from?
She was from Big Spring, Manantial Grande, de Texas. She was from Big Spring, Texas. Ask me if I have ever been to Big Spring.
Have you ever been to Big Spring?
Yes, I have. Ask me if I went to Big Spring to visit Lena.
Did you go to Big Spring to visit Lena?
No, I didn't go to visit Lena. Ask me why I went to Valencia with Lena.
Why did you go to Valencia with Lena?
It's easier to hitchhike with a girl. All right. Okay. All right. And that was my first contact with a Spanish truck driver in my life. Ask me if he spoke English.
Did he?
Did he?
Did he?
The truck driver.
Ah, sorry. Did he speak English?
No, he didn't. Ask me what the name of his truck was.
What was his name?
His name, I don't know. Ask me what the name of his truck
Oh,
was.
okay. What was the name of the truck?
I don't know. I asked in my Spanish, su camión tiene un nombre. ¿Qué nombre tiene? He said, Pegaso. Pegaso, era un Pegaso. Okay, and I thought that Pegaso was the name he had given his, but it was not true. Every truck was said Pegaso, every truck. All right. I learned it very quickly. I said, mira, ese también. No, it was every truck in Spain at that time. Asked me if he was a nice person.
Was he a nice person?
Yes, he was. Okay. Asked me if he was driving fast.
Was he driving fast?
No, he wasn't. Ask me why.
Why wasn't he driving fast?
Because he was carrying a heavy load. Do you understand?
Yes.
Ask me if I'm carrying a heavy load.
At the time?
No, ask me now if I am carrying a heavy load.
Are you carrying a heavy load?
Heavy.
Heavy load? Load.
Claro. A heavy load es un pesado bajo.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
A heavy load. Yes, I'm carrying a very heavy load. Can't you tell by my eyes? And I'm tired.
No,
You can't.
I can't.
Oh, I am. All right, I'm carrying a very heavy load. Ask Jose Felix if he is carrying a heavy load.
Are you carrying a heavy load?
No, I'm not.
Ask if his life is simple and easy.
Is your life simple and easy?
I try.
Oh, okay, good. Ask him where he had lunch today.
Where did you
Where?
Where did you have lunch today?
At home.
Yeah, no, ask him if he usually goes home for lunch.
Do you usually go home for lunch?
Whenever I can.
Yeah, but ask him how often, how many times a week he goes home for lunch.
How many times a week do you go home for lunch?
Once a week.
Ask him if he's alone when he goes home.
Are you alone when you go home?
Usually, yes.
Usually I am. Ask him how long it takes him to drive home.
How long does it take you
To
to
drive?
drive home?
It takes me 25 minutes.
Ask him if he goes back to work after lunch.
Do you go back to work after lunch?
Most occasions, yes.
Most of the time I do.
Most of the time,
I do.
I do.
All right. I don't understand that. 1 hour to go home and to go back for lunch. I don't understand that. And that creates traffic problems in the city, Jose Felix.
No, because at that time, there's no heavy traffic.
We'll talk about it during the break, okay? In any case, well, we need to take a break. I'll be back. We'll be back. I think Maria Jose needs to leave. So maybe I'll be back just with Jose Felix. So don't go away. We'll be right back.